Hello, my beautiful feather tribe. Welcome or welcome back to Unbound Soul Tarot. My name is Helen and I am an empath as well as an intuitive tarot reader here on YouTube. So I hope that you are all doing really well and that you are enjoying May. Time has gone by so quickly, hasn't it? Thank you all so much for watching my videos, for subscribing, for liking, for sharing, for commenting, doing all of those things. It helps out my channel immensely. So thank you for doing that. I really appreciate you being here. And as always, if at any point throughout this reading you are enjoying what you are seeing, you are resonating with it, and you just want to let me know that it actually speaks to you, that the messages are resonating, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And again, it would help me out so much, you have no idea. But anyway, let's get back to what we're actually doing here today. So we are going to be looking at the successes that are on the horizon for you. So it's going to be one of those nice and uplifting and hopefully hopeful videos as well. And the way that we're going to go about it is we're first going to look at the goal that you have been working towards up until now. So that is the part of the reading that will help you distinguish whether you are actually watching the right pile, whether you are resonating with what I'm talking about. And if that's the case, then you know that you can keep on watching and the successes that we'll be talking about next are actually applying to you. So yeah, once we have looked at all of the work that you have been doing up until now, we are going to focus on the successes that you can see coming into your life soon. And then we're going to close the reading out, as always, with some advice cards from Spirit. And that's pretty much it. So let's just jump straight to the piles now. We have 3 piles to choose from. We have pile number 1 with moss agate, this beautiful greenish stone. Then for pile number 2, we have Shiva Lingam. And this one it just keeps wanting to roll off the table. So yeah, it's a bit of a cheeky one. So I have to be careful with that. It doesn't really want to stay put. There we go. And finally for pile number 3, we have this piece of selenite. So go ahead, take your time, focus on your intuition and see which pile draws you in the most. As I always say, there is most likely going to be one pile that speaks to you most sort of strongly, and then there may be additional messages in other piles too, so you can watch as many as you like, but generally one pile will be the one, you know. So anyway, take your time, breathe in and do a little like meditation sequence if you need to. You can pause the video and just feel into the piles. And whenever you're ready, you can go into the description box and click on the timestamp that you need to jump to your reading. So happy choosing, and I will see you in just a bit. Hello, pile number 1. You chose this green moss agate, and I'm just going to put it in here, in this little grove, or alcove. What is it? Yeah, anyway, sorry, getting sidetracked already. So I hope you're all doing really well and that you are excited for today's reading. We are going to be starting off with some oracle cards as per usual on this channel, you already know. So we're going to look at these oracle cards to get a glimpse into the goal or the aspiration that you have been working towards right now. What has been your focus, what you have been putting the most effort and energy into, and sort of hoping to achieve. So let's see what that is. Okay, we're starting off with financial constraints. We also have opposition, confrontation. Oh, okay, we have meteorite as the crystal that is most like linking, or which energy is most linking to your sort of goal or thing that you have been working towards. This is a long one, so bear with me. Meteorites are extraterrestrial rocks flung from space. They've been carbon dated to the beginning of time, i.e. even older than our sun. Meteorites come in 3 forms: nickel, iron, chondrites and pallasites infused with radiant peridot. Who needs it? Children of the stars. Where to put it? Wherever you gaze toward distant constellations, with or without opening your eyes. When to use it? When you're looking to conduct more spiritual energy, try nickel iron meteorite. When you're looking to chat with a friend in another galaxy, go with chondrite meteorite. When you want to feel aligned to that universal energy that pulsates through everything, try pallasite meteorite. Connect to your star stuff. Okay. Interesting. We have she who battles, justice, fierce, commitment. Okay. And finally we have appreciation. Okay. So pile number one, I actually quickly want to mention something that I'm finding quite funny. So as I was picking the gemstones to go with each pile, yours is the moss agate, as we already saw, obviously, because you chose it. But the funny thing is that I always choose the gemstones based on sort of which gemstone catches my eye from the collection that I have. And it almost feels like it's an intuitive process. So that's how I kind of know which gemstone I need to attach to which pile. And I was actually contemplating between a piece of meteorite. I can actually show it to you, hang on. So this is the piece of meteorite that I was talking to you about. This was the one that I was contemplating, and then also I was contemplating between the moss agate, and it was kind of like this or that, this or that. I was going back and forth in my head, and then finally I felt the pull towards moss agate more strongly. But what I'm finding very interesting, and I'm actually going to just keep it over here because you actually got the meteorite crystal card or gemstone card, and I just thought that it was quite funny that you actually got the card as well. So anyway, I just thought it was a cool synchronicity and I wanted to kind of mention it. But going back to your actual reading, pile number one, I have to say the energy that I'm feeling off of your cards is quite fierce. It's quite like fired up, I almost want to say. It feels very much like Mars energy. So you may have some sort of like stronger affiliation to Mars, or you may feel more pull towards Mars energy, or maybe the planet Mars is like plays a big role in your birth chart or something, especially if you are an Aries sun, moon, or rising, or if you even have Capricorn as a sun, moon, or rising, or Mars, because Mars is exalted in Capricorn. It just feels very like combative, very, as I said, fired up, like willing to fight for what you feel is rightfully yours. And even the interesting thing here is that you actually got the meteorite card. And even though it talks about like star stuff and more like galactic things, I'm actually quite drawn to how like meteorites actually become meteorites, you know, how they actually end up on our planet. And like they go through this massive burning process, and they heat up immensely as they actually come and land on our planet. And so again, it just feels like this process of having had to go through very difficult, very challenging phases in your life. And I feel like the biggest thing that you have tried to achieve through these challenges and obstacles and difficulties that you have gone through is to sort of, well, first of all, come through them on top, but second of all, to actually find meaning in those things. I feel like it has been quite difficult for you, especially looking at these two cards here. It has been quite difficult for you to sort of feel good about yourself and feel good about your life and feel good about the reality in which you are existing, the opportunities or choices that are placed in front of you. And I feel like for the longest time, I feel like it has been an ongoing thing. you have had to struggle to find something positive, to find something that you would actually like from the sort of options or opportunities that you see around you. It feels like you've had to almost fight tooth and nail. That's the energy that I'm feeling here. And I mean, both of these cards, as I said, they're very like fierce and very, I mean, this is actually talking about battling, and this card is actually about confrontation. It's about, you know, strife and conflict, and these are heavy energies. And I feel like you have had to sort of fight for your place and sort of reclaim some sort of power, or reclaim some sort of stability for yourself, especially because this card is specifically talking about financial constraints, right? The material aspect of life. So it could be that you have been struggling financially and you have had quite a hard time making ends meet, or especially if you have more than yourself that you need to like care for or provide for. If you actually have a family, then it may be that you have had to really push very, very hard to sort of meet the basic needs of life, or like material security, you know, that the physical needs would be met. And I feel like that has been a big focus, but like alongside that, maybe your own needs have been left very much to the background. Again, especially if you have children or if you have a family to look after. So this does feel very much like you have been pushing yourself very hard, fighting your way forward. It may even be that wherever you work, that you may have been sort of trying to work your way up, or trying to prove yourself to your boss or to your colleagues, to your manager. It may be that you have been trying to sort of show everyone what you are capable of, so that you could get some more recognition, that you could get some more acknowledgement, maybe even get a pay rise, or just get some added benefits, some added bonuses. I feel like you have been truly trying to prove your worth, is basically what I feel like, and thus get more like merit for your work as well, get some more accolades, build up your value in the material sense, but also build up your value in the eyes of someone else. Again, this feels much more like it's talking about your work and your income, and not that much like relationship. It doesn't feel that much like relationship oriented, but yeah, I feel like it's talking about you trying to prove yourself and sort of work towards more material stability and wealth. But I feel like you've had to make quite a lot of sacrifices as well in the name of like establishing yourself, or gaining some sort of recognition and praise, and you know, people actually noticing what it is that you do and what it is that you bring to the table. So yeah, wow, pile number one, that's the energy that I'm feeling for you right now. That's what I feel like you have been sort of striving towards, and it does seem very kind of like harsh energy almost. It feels very taxing, very draining and tiring. It feels like you were constantly having to be on your toes and sort of adapt to different situations, be very creative in figuring out ways to like make ends meet or get by. It doesn't feel like a thriving energy. It feels like a struggling energy. And I do really want to commend you on hanging in there for as long as you have, and for working to sort of build yourself up and standing your ground and fighting for what you believe to be a worthy cause. But I also absolutely empathize with you and understand that it may have been very, very difficult making sense of why you have had to go through these things. What is the lesson in all of those hardships? Why does it have to be you who has had to endure these things and who has been tested so much time and time again? So yeah, I truly understand that, but hopefully things are going to be turning for the better now, and we will look at it straight away with these cards here. So we're first going to look at what sort of successes you may be anticipating already due to the work that you have been doing. We're then going to look at the main essence of the successes that are coming your way. And finally, we're going to look at the successes that are on the horizon for you that you will be surprised by. So what you won't see coming. Let's see. We're starting off with Pond. Oh, wow. Yeah. 5 of Wands reversed. That's the confrontation energy. Oh, and the Hermit. Beautiful. Okay, let's see. Oh my God, love it. We have the 3 of Wands as the main essence of your successes. And moving forward, we have the Strength in reverse and the Hanged Man in reverse with Ghost. Okay. Can you see the cards okay? Let me move those around a bit. Okay, pile number 1. Let's start off with the first section here, which is all about the successes on the horizon for you that you kind of already are anticipating because of, again, the work that you have done. So we have Pond with the 5 of Wands reversed and the Hermit. Now, I have to start with the 5 of Wands reversed because this is the sort of the biggest like sigh of relief for you, I can imagine. The 5 of Wands reversed is symbolizing a time of like a quieting down or a calming of tensions, because the 5 of Wands is very much full of tensions, like we see here with this confrontation card and this sort of fierce and battling energy that you have been in. It seems like things are going to be calming down massively, especially with the Pond and the Hermit here. But with the Pond and the Hermit, there is also an element of depth. There is also an element of sort of seeing something more like underneath the surface, getting some sort of a realization or an understanding. But it's something that happens within you. It's something that you sort of come to realize or come to understand internally. And I feel like it's actually the thing that helps the external world sort of ease down and calm down as well, because your perspective seems to be changing here. Now, I'm kind of rushing ahead because the perspective change is something that I actually feel is happening as a surprise. That's one of the things that I feel like you don't necessarily see coming, or that you will be surprised by. But this just feels like a sort of a more peaceful energy, like things are sort of smoothing out for a time, and that's the sort of the success that you already kind of see happening, or that you realize is coming. Because I feel like at one point it's just like everything has its like up and down, everything has its ebb and flow, like we kind of actually see with the 3 of Wands here as well. This is all about the tides ebbing and flowing and the wave sort of coming in and then waning again. And the 3 of Wands is the sort of the central, the main theme card here regarding your successes. And the 3 of Wands is saying that the sort of the main essence of the successes that you will be seeing and experiencing have to do with you sort of leveling up, you sort of catching a wave and being propelled forward. So it is a growth process that you are going through, definitely. It's definitely a massive growing process. And I'm saying it not just because of the Hermit card here, which always talks about some sort of like deeper realizations and wisdom and like the knowledge that comes from self-reflection, or the knowledge that comes from sort of just being with yourself and having this quietude and having this peace. But I'm also saying it because of this Hanged Man in reverse here. That to me is telling of like some sort of illumination that is happening. And we actually see it on these cards as well. You can see the sort of the light emanating from this girl or this woman, whoever she is, this person. You can see the light emanating from them, and you can also see the light here. And it just feels like you are actually going to be realizing something very profound, very illuminating, and very eye-opening for yourself. And because we have this strength in reverse here with this ghost, it feels like you are realizing something about your own deeper fears, your own deeper insecurity, something that is like haunting you, something that has its claws deep in you somewhere, and that is keeping you in possibly like a bit of a lower vibrational energy, or in a lack mentality, or scarcity mindset, that type of thing, which may be pushing you to the space where you feel like you need to prove yourself, you need to prove your worth, you need to fight to get somewhere in life, or to be heard and to be seen. But I feel like it's all stemming from some sort of like deeper wounds of feeling, not good enough, feeling undervalued, underappreciated. And I feel like because of the strength card here, that it is all stemming from yourself. And again, I don't want this to sound like judgmental, or as if, I'm being criticizing towards you. That is not it at all. And that is never my intention. I'm just here to reflect what I see from the cards and what energies are coming to the surface out of this reading. So this is just something for you to consider and to sort of reflect on, especially with the Hermit here, because I feel like very soon things will be dying down, things will become much less tense and much less sort of riled up, and you will have this space and the capacity to actually sort of sit with yourself a bit, to actually distance yourself from these very like fiery Mars-like aggressive energies that I feel like you are in right now, and that you have been in for some time. Because with the Three of Wands, this is telling me that you are moving upwards and onwards. You are being carried forward. There is going to be some sort of progress that is going to be happening, some sort of leveling up, as I said, and like expansion, growth, development. But it feels very much tied to sort of your inner realm. But that's like, even though it may sound a bit like disheartening, like it's not such a big difference, it's one of those things that like it may start out small and it may not ripple out into the external realm just yet, but it's the biggest change that you can actually go through. And it's the sort of change that sets you up for like future growth, for future expansion, externally as well. I hope that made sense. Because when you change, or when something within you changes, when your perspective changes, when your self-image changes, the way that you see yourself and the way that you perceive abundance and opportunities and life and your place in the world and all of that, if that changes, everything around you will change as well in due course. So those are the sort of the successes that I see on the horizon for you, which is beautiful. It's expansive. It's definitely going to bring I almost want to say like an earth-shattering realization, or something that like just completely turns something on its head. And I feel like it's not going to be this like one massive big revelation or realization. I feel like it's going to be like a continual understanding or a continual growth process. And I feel like you will actually see why those hardships had to take place here as well with the Hanged Man. But more than that, I feel like some aspects of your past with this Ghost card here, some aspects of your past, especially the ways in which your past has sort of held you back, or the ways in which your decisions in the past have maybe been not necessarily destructive, but just self-limiting or restrictive in some way, and ruled by fear or driven by fear. I feel like those sorts of aspects are going to be made a lot more clear to you. And again, with that understanding, you'll actually have the knowledge and the awareness to move forward in a much more sort of peaceful and easy way, to surrender more to the waves and let yourself be carried forward, rather than having to like put a lot of effort in and constantly be like swimming upstream, you know? So yeah, anyway, I hope that that made sense to you and that it offered you some solace, some consolation. But we're going to close the reading out with a few oracle cards from Spirit. So this is going to be advice regarding your reading. Okay, we have ask for help. Angels are celestial beings who protect everyone, and the fairies say now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, this, as I was saying, feels very much like you have been fighting for yourself. You have been very fiercely standing up for what you believe in and all of that. But you don't have to do it all alone. And that's definitely one of the main messages that Spirit is saying to you right now. Even with the Three of Wands, the Three of Wands speaks of like reaching out to foreign shores or to sort of the resources that you maybe didn't have before, or like, again, expanding somehow, widening your reach. And so adding other people to the mix is definitely going to be very helpful. But even if you don't necessarily feel like you have anyone to turn to for help, or you just maybe don't trust people around you in that capacity, again, you, especially with these spiritual cards here, you can always turn to your spiritual team as well. You can turn to your angels, you can turn to the universe or whoever you resonate with. But I feel like help is definitely something that would really benefit you, or you would benefit massively from reaching out for help. And we also have divination. Embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. Wow. Yeah, so that's the thing. I feel like with the Hermit here, that's like one of the aspects. And with the Hanged Man reverse, I feel like that's the leveling up, or that widening of knowledge or widening of understanding that I see coming in for you. But yeah, with the Hermit here especially, I feel like you will possibly start like feeling more intuitively, or feeling more like you kind of know what you need to do next. Again, there is this peaceful energy that I see coming in for you. And even the angels or the Spirit is saying that you are actually very much like tuned in, or the sort of the sensations or the gut instincts that you are feeling are very much on point right now. So just taking the time to actually distance yourself from these very like aggressive and intrusive energies is actually going to allow you to sort of ease out and listen to those messages that are trying to come through. Because again, there is this deep knowledge that I feel like is waiting for you to be revealed. But anyway, wow, pile number one, this was quite a reading. It felt like a very loaded reading emotionally. So I hope that this offered you a sense of relief in some sense, and just this hope that the tense period is going to be passing and that you are not alone in this. That's it for your reading. Please let me know how this resonated. I would love to hear from you. You can leave me a thumbs up or also a comment down in the comment section. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well so that we could do more of these fun readings in the future. Even though I do realize this was more of a serious reading this time, but you know, it won't always be serious, I promise. And yeah, all information that you need will be in the description box down below. And if I don't see you in any of the other piles, then please take care of yourselves and be super, super gentle towards yourself as well. And I hope to see you guys very soon in my next one. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2. You chose the Shiva Lingam stone, which is a cheeky little bugger, and it keeps running away from me, so I'm just gonna put it over there. Yeah, I hope you're all doing really well and that you are excited for your reading. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. So we're first going to look at these oracle cards that will give us an understanding of what you have been working towards, what you have been trying to achieve, where has most of your energy and effort gone into. So let's see. Okay, we're starting off with strategy. We also have strength. Oh, we have apophyllite. I'm just going to read this to you. It's quite a long one, but bear with me. Apophyllite acts like a teleportation device to places transcendent, often sourced from enchanted India, birthplace of Tantra Yoga Nagshampa. I hope I said it correctly. Apophyllite clears skepticism, cynicism, and logic from the spiritual path. Who needs it? Anyone looking for that ray of light from on high to hit them with something good. Where to put it? Wherever you practice religion, meditate, channel, pray. When to use it. When the spiritual life feels like a moving target. When you feel skeptical about your true purpose on earth. When you feel like your yeah but thoughts are dishonoring the innermost you. Beam yourself up, way up. Okay. Wow, we also have She Who Divines, future, choice, judgment. And finally, we have first chakra, Archangel Michael. So this is the root chakra. Okay, very interesting energies. Okay, pile number 2. So I'm not actually surprised that we got this first chakra card here because you chose the Shiva Lingam stone, which I guess is more tied to the sacral chakra in truth, but I feel like it's also very much still connected to the root chakra as well. And it's one like a very grounding stone, a very earthy stone, or yeah. So the energy that I'm feeling from your reading, pile number 2, is that you have been working towards building up some sort of confidence within yourself, some sort of like feeling a sense of sureness or surety. Is that even a word, surety? It doesn't seem like it, but for some reason it just popped into my head. It feels like you are trying to feel very, very sure about yourself and about what you are doing, about what you are achieving. Just having this knowing that what you are doing is right. And I feel like you have been trying to sort of find that sense of security through different ways. Most strongly, this actually feels very much like this masculine energy, very much in control, very much assertive, very much in your power. But I also feel like it's kind of mixed with this desire to see some sort of signals or find some sort of clues or messages from spirit or from the universe or from your spiritual team, from your angels, from your higher self, that you are on the right path. So it feels like this weird mix. And the reason why I'm feeling this mix is because these two cards here are sort of making me feel like you are sort of interested in, I mean, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this reading if you weren't interested in like the spiritual side of life or the esoteric side of life, so to say. But these cards are making me feel like you are wanting some sort of like higher level assurance as well, wanting to sort of make sure that the choices that you are making are in accordance to like what your higher self wants as well. Again, wanting to make sure that you are aligned with your true purpose. But these three cards here are making me feel like this is that sort of more earthy, more physical aspect of you that wants to sort of manage the situation and be very much like physically in control of what you are achieving or what you are working towards, what sort of results you are bringing about. And so this feels like a beautiful little mix of like the earthly physical aspect and then the ethereal aspect, like bringing those two together. But I feel like it hasn't been too easy for you. I feel like there is still a lot of doubt. I feel like there is still a lot of uncertainty and like hesitation or questioning every single sort of step that you take. You may have been trying to be very careful, especially with the strategy card. I feel like there is a lot of care and like meticulousness even to sort of go by the book and do things according to how you feel like they are meant to be done. Like avoiding mistakes at all costs. That's the energy that I feel here. Because I just feel like you're trying to, like, I feel like you're having a very hard time coming out of your comfort zone. And I mean, it's quite a universal thing. I suppose a lot of people have very, very big issues with actually leaving their comfort zones. But I feel like the thing with you, Pile 2, is that you're trying and you are actually wanting it, but you're also very much struggling to actually do it. And so I feel like you are, and you have been sort of seeking this assurance from all around you, from the external realm, to make sure that what you are doing is the right thing, to feel safe, to feel secure, to feel confident about what you're doing. But again, I do feel fear, I do feel hesitation and some like trepidation as well. But let's see what we actually see from the successes that are on the horizon for you. That's what we're going to be looking at next. So if you resonate with this sort of uneasy or uncertain energy that was coming through here, then definitely keep watching, because we're going to see how the story plays out for you next. So we're first going to look at the successes that are on the horizon for you that you already anticipate based on this energy that you have been working towards and what you have been focusing on. We're then going to look at the main essence of your successes coming your way, or the successes that are coming your way. And then we're going to look at the successes that are on the horizon for you that you don't see coming, that will be a surprise to you. So let's see. We're starting off with humanity. The Five of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, and the Magician. Okay. Wow. We also have Justice coming out as the main essence of your successes. Beautiful. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles with the King of Wands in reverse and Braid. Okay. So pile number 2, starting off with the successes on the horizon that you are already anticipating. We have humanity with the Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Magician. So looking at these cards, it feels to me that you are going to be breaking out of this sort of feeling of uncertainty, or this feeling of like fear sort of controlling you, especially with the Magician here. The Magician is very much in control, very much in his power, knowing what he's doing, knowing that he has the means and the skills and the abilities needed to create magic, to create the results that he desires. He knows that he is divine in and of himself as well. And so I feel like you are sort of, you kind of already know that this fear and this insecurity that you may have been sort of battling with is going to be coming to an end with this Five of Pentacles in reverse here. You know that there are going to be sort of like ups and downs, and that this period of feeling more down or more low is going to be balanced out with a period of feeling more, you know, bold again, more courageous, more powered up and all of that. And I feel like because of this humanity card here, I feel like you sort of, there is this like acceptance that I almost want to say, or this acknowledgement that you are only human and that you can only do so much, that you can only be as perfect as you possibly can at any given time. Like, you're always doing the most that you can, and you know, to not judge yourself too harshly based on the times when you are not able to perform as well as you would like to. So this almost feels like this sense of acceptance, or this sense of cutting yourself some slack, and possibly even allowing yourself to make some mistakes with the Five of Pentacles in reverse too. It feels like you're allowing yourself to sort of experience life in its fullness. Like, you're not going to be limiting yourself to only like experiencing the good things and trying to avoid all of the hardships or the lessons and the painful bits. So I feel like there is this beautiful like harmonizing or balancing out, again, this beautiful acceptance that you are going to be experiencing. And that's one of the things that I feel like, again, you already anticipate, you already know that it's coming. And the reason why I'm talking about harmonizing, obviously, is because of this Justice card here too. And we can see that there is one cup that is filled with like white dots, and then one cup that is filled with black dots. I'm not actually sure, you may not be able to see it too well. I don't know, because they're very, very small. But basically, I feel like this card, which is talking about the main essence of your successes, is this like beautiful integration of the light and the dark, the light and shadow, right? Like bringing those two together and accepting that there are always two sides to one coin. That there is always duality, and us humans we're made up of duality. I do feel like the main essence of the successes that are coming your way is this harmonizing energy, this balancing out energy, sort of making peace with the fact that there are going to be better times, again, more confident times, more powered up times, more successful times, and then there are going to be times when you don't feel that confident, when you don't feel like the world is your oyster, and when you don't see the results that you are looking for manifest immediately. But I feel like it's almost like you're going to be making peace with that, or you're going to be finding this sense of like calm within, rather than trying to like get some sort of validation from outside of you. And even though, I mean, it's not to say that you can't do that or that it's wrong to do that. We all do that to some extent. But I feel like you will be relying a lot less on that validation. And you will find this sense of security more within yourself and learning to trust yourself more. But all in all, I feel like this Justice is such a beautiful card to get in this position, because it sort of makes me feel of an energy of like surrendering to the universal laws and to the sort of the way of life, where you sort of learn more to like when it is actually useful and necessary to sort of be in that like leadership role, to hold on to the reins and to run the show by yourself, and when it is actually better to sort of take a step back and allow life to like work out some things for you, to sort of go with the flow more, to surrender to the ebbs and flows of life. And I feel like that's the main thing, that's the biggest thing that I feel you'll be learning And thanks to that, I feel like your life will feel a lot less turbulent or fluctuating. It won't be that much in like extremes. But now I feel like the success that you don't actually see coming, or that will be a surprise to you, especially with the Knight of Pentacles here, is that I feel like you'll see how you can still make progress, even if it's small little steps, even if you don't sort of, again, even if you are not the one in the sort of the power seat or in the rulership position with the King of Wands in reverse here, even if you are not the one running the show, things will still be moving forward. It's not like you're going to be standing still and life is just going to stop moving. Things are still going to be progressing, and you can still take steps forward even if you are afraid, even if you don't feel confident, or even if you don't feel fully assured. There are still things that you can do to sort of move yourself forward, and I feel like you're learning to sort of trust that more, especially with this braid here. For some reason I'm feeling trust with this, and I'm feeling like this building up of some sort of complexity, or building something up. You know, like you're tying a braid, and it's a process, right? You kind of have to put one hair over the other, and it's like a very sort of it's a sequence, and it takes time, and it's like a routine thing, and it's kind of like the energy of the Knight of Pentacles, which is just like putting one foot in front of the other, keeping the momentum going, and sort of going steadily, not very quickly at all, but you're still making progress. And I feel like that's the thing that you will possibly be surprised by, that even if you don't feel very confident, even if you don't feel like you are in control and you are doing anything, there are still things that are going to be moving. And again, I feel like this is a process of you sort of learning to trust in life, learning to trust in the universe, and seeing how things can actually sort of play out exactly how they are meant to, sometimes without you even necessarily having too much say in that process. You know, so again, it's that justice energy, this like beautiful harmony, and like in some periods being very full on, being very hands on and running the show, and during other periods it's more about like release and surrender and allowing the divine to do some of the work for you. So it's this beautiful balancing act that I see coming in for you. So yeah, I hope that made you feel more confident and more assured that this sort of sense of hesitation or uncertainty is going to be passing. And yeah, I feel like things will be stabilizing for you for sure. But anyway, those are sort of the successes that I see coming in for you. Some progressions, which is, or some progress, I should say, which is quite nice. And I hope you see it that way too. But anyway, let's see what else Spirit wants to tell you besides this self-acceptance and this progress that you're going to be making. What sort of advice does Spirit have for you regarding this reading? Oh my God. Okay. I don't know why, but I had a feeling. I saw this card in my mind's eye when I was shuffling, and I had a feeling that this card may be coming up for someone. And I'm just really glad that it did. So we have Wait for Winter. During the colder months, the Fairy Queen of Winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes, as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. So winter could be a significant time period for you. It may be a time where you will see, or we will start seeing some sort of results coming in, especially with justice and especially with the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, it feels like you may have to be a bit patient, and it may be taking a bit of time, but it seems like there is going to be some sort of results coming in. And we also have Inspiration. Be prepared, as you'll soon receive a visit from the Fairy of Inspiration. Come dusk or dawn, she can call at any time. Yeah, so again, I feel like with the Magician here as well, this is talking about that like powering up energy where you sort of rediscover your talent, where you rediscover what you were capable of. And I feel like that's what these cards are talking about as well, that you will be struck with this sort of sense of inspiration and this re-energized feeling. So you will feel good about yourself again, even if right now you may feel a bit like uneasy. Things will be stabilizing definitely, and they will be balancing out with this justice here. And I feel like there will be some results as well that you can sort of see, or some beautiful things manifesting for you that will feed into that sense of security as well that you seem to be yearning for right now. But I feel like it's just going to be taking a bit of time, but it's coming, and I hope that you find like confidence in that, knowing that it's coming, and that you are excited about this new sort of inspiration that is going to break you out of this like little low period that you have been in right now. But anyway, wow, pile number 2. This felt like a roller coaster ride, I have to say, but I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that it again made you feel better. So if that's the case, please let me know. You can leave me a thumbs up or a comment in the comment section. But yeah, if I don't see you in any of the other piles, please take care of yourselves. You can find all of the information that you need in the description box, so check that out if you are interested. And other than that, I will see you guys hopefully in my next reading. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. You chose the Selenite, which is a very, very powerful stone, especially regarding the crown chakra, as it connects you to the higher realm. So powerful, powerful stuff. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to look at the successes on the horizon for you. But first, we're going to focus on these oracle cards here to get a glimpse into what you have been working towards right now, what you've been focused on, and where has most of your effort and energy gone into. So let's see. We have the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel. This is the throat chakra. We also have Juno, partnership. We have rose quartz. I'm going to read the text to you, which is quite lengthy, but hopefully it won't be too bad. So rose quartz is love in rock form. Who needs it? The overly self-critical, sentient spiritual beings who love deeply, those in the healing arts, or those who want to be. Where to put it? In spaces you want to zone safe and sacred, held with both hands to your heart with the utmost loving kindness. When to use it? When you feel like you always have to be the one to have it all figured out, to work the hardest, to hold it all together for everyone else. Rose quartz gives us a pink cashmere covered platform to be soft, sweet, and open to spirit. Take care of your heart. We also have she who hesitates, ponder, delay, confidence. Oh, and finally we have door to romance. Wow, quite a lot of relationship cards coming through. Okay, pile number 3. So the energy here feels very much like you have been trying to find the right words to say to someone, or like figure out a way to open up about how you truly feel. Now, if you are in a relationship with someone, if you are in a committed, steady relationship, then it could be that there have been some feelings, maybe some fears, maybe some doubts that you have been battling with within yourself that you haven't shared with your partner, that you haven't wanted to share or reveal to your partner, because you're afraid that it's going to either push them away, or it's going to create some sort of drama, it's going to create some sort of rift within your partnership. And so you have been suppressing those feelings of doubt and those feelings of fear and all of those little like negative scenarios that you have playing in your head. But now if you are single, or if you are not in any sort of like committed relationship with anyone, then it feels like you could be having your eye on someone already, and you may be sort of figuring out a way to open up about how you feel and sort of figuring out how to talk about how you feel to that person. Or if you don't have anyone on the horizon at all, then most likely I feel like the things that you have been sort of battling with inside you is whether a relationship is actually even coming, whether you are like capable of opening up to anyone at all. I feel like there is a lot of desire here to be very open, to be very vulnerable, and to speak about what you truly feel, regardless of like which category you are in, whether you are single, whether you have some sort of crush, or whether you are in a committed relationship. I just feel like there are some sort of fears that are holding you back, or that are sort of keeping you from being truthful and honest about some things. But I feel like the desire is definitely there, especially if you are single and you don't have anyone on the horizon as well. Then I feel like this actually feels like the most deep, this yearning, this desire to actually connect to someone. But also the fear of like not finding anyone like that, or not being able to connect with anyone on that deep level. I feel like the fear is the strongest as well in sort of that scenario. And I mean, I'm kind of getting the sense as well that if you are in a relationship, or even if you are just in a situationship with someone, I feel like there could be some feelings of like not having your needs met, or not necessarily getting everything that you would like to get from that relationship. Almost like feeling like you are possibly sort of pushing the relationship forward, or feeling some energies of like one-sidedness. And I feel like you are desiring for some more like participation, some more assurance, some more support, and some more affection, love, and care from that other person. But I feel like you're not really getting it. And so that's the thing that is feeding into this fear, or this hesitation. And I feel like because there is some level of distance, or there's some level of like not getting as much affection, or not getting as much love and nurturing back from your partner, there may be this fear that if you open up about those hesitations, or those fears and those doubts, and those negative feelings that you have, it may push that person away even more, and you may lose that person entirely. So I feel like that's what the fear is rooted in if you are in this relationship scenario. But all in all, just generally, this to me feels about talking and opening up about how you feel, being very honest and very vulnerable about how you feel, and just sort of facing those fears that you have and making sense of them. But if this feels very much like held in energy, and sort of that's what you have been sort of focused on. I feel like that's what you have been working towards, trying to get to this sense of like calm and peace, and keep everything sort of balanced, I feel like. But at the same time, I am getting the sense that by not opening up, this thing is getting to your confidence. It is getting to that sense of security that you have. Again, whether you are in this relationship or whether you are single, I feel like these doubts and these fears that you are battling with, they are definitely getting to you. But yeah, okay. If you resonate with this part at all, then keep on watching, as we're going to be looking at the successes that are on the horizon for you. So we're first going to see what sort of successes are on the horizon that you already anticipate. Then we're going to look at the main essence of the successes that are coming your way. And finally, we're going to look at the successes that are on the horizon for you that you don't see coming, that are going to be a bit of a surprise to you. So let's see. Okay, wow. Yeah, this is clearly very much relationship oriented. We're starting off with love. We also have the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Oh, beautiful. We have the King of Cups coming out as the main essence of your successes. Love seeing that. And then, ooh, we have the Devil and the Seven of Wands in reverse with Rabbit. Okay, so these are the successes that you don't see coming. Interesting. Okay, so pile number 3. Let's first look at the successes on the horizon that you kind of anticipate already, or that you know that are coming. So we have love with King of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So we actually want to start off with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, because this is telling me that the sort of the way that things have been is going to be changing. Like the status quo or the established structure is going to be shifting somehow. And with love and the King of Pentacles both here, it feels like it's going to become much more sort of wholesome and much more sturdy and secure, because the King of Pentacles is the type of very, very strong masculine energy that you can rely on, that you can depend on, whether this masculine energy is representing you or whether this is representing your partner or just someone else that you know, someone close to you. It's very safe, it's very sturdy, it's very trustworthy and reliable. And I feel like this the success that you will be experiencing is one of this peace of mind, peace of, like, how should I say, just feeling this sense of like things are okay, things are good, like I don't have to hold back, is kind of what I feel like, that things are not going to be ruined and broken, and this person is not going to be running away from me if I open up about it. So because this love is here, and this is like, I mean, it's such a self, like, explaining card almost. I don't even feel like I need to talk about it too much. It's telling me that love is here. And that whether you will be finding this love within yourself or within someone else, it's that sense of like security and knowing that you are not going without, that you will have this love no matter what, or you will have this sense of feeling love, feeling appreciation, feeling safe. And that you can be safe in expressing yourself as well. Again, with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it's like the things that are not working, they are going to be falling away. Because with the Ten of Pentacles talks about like tradition. It talks about the established structure, something that has been a certain way, some certain patterns, some certain cycles that have been playing out, like they are coming to an end in some way. But I feel like with the King of Pentacles, the security is staying, the stability is staying. So, yeah, I feel like you're not going to be losing the relationship, even if you open up about these insecurities here. And it may actually even make it stronger, or you may find some more strength within yourself as you do that. Because I'm looking at this King of Cups here, which is the main essence of the successes that are coming your way. And with the King of Cups, I actually feel like you will discover that by opening up, by being honest, by being very truthful about how you feel, because this is the cup suit, this is the emotional suit. By being honest about how you feel, you will actually attract even more love to you. You will attract more of the things that you are valuing to you, because you are opening up your heart, and you are allowing thus these things to sort of attract towards you as well. Because if you are ruled by fear, and if you're ruled by this mentality that if you are honest and open about how you feel, you're going to lose something. If you have this like attachment mentality, then it's very difficult for things to actually come to you, because you are somewhat closed off. And again, this is in no way like criticism. Okay, I don't want you to feel like this is, me being judgmental or anything like that. There is definitely a reason for that fear. There is definitely a reason for that hesitation. But I feel like the reason behind it is something that is sort of worth letting go. Is something that is not actually helpful to you. And again, I feel like it's actually keeping your heart space more closed off. And this King of Cups, on the other hand, is talking about opening up of the heart space, and thus sort of finding a sense of peace and finding a sense of calm and finding a sense of security. I mean, the security is here anyway, but I feel like this King of Cups, this security here, is talking about the security that you feel within yourself. This is talking about your inner landscape. And looking at the successes that you don't see coming, that are going to be a bit of a surprise to you, I feel like you will actually sort of start realizing why those fears are there for you. With the Devil here, it's telling me that there is some sort of things that you are attaching to. The Devil talks about attachment. The Devil talks about clinging onto something, feeling tied to something. And I feel like with the Seven of Wands coming out in reverse, it's almost like you are releasing that, or you're sort of making peace with that. You're not like fighting against it anymore. You're not struggling. I feel like you're going to stop struggling, and I feel like you're going to surrender to the process. And especially with the Rabbit here as well, like the rabbit is sometimes a symbol of like anxiety or fear, that type of thing as well. But in this instance, I mean, yes, it can talk about that too, but I feel more strongly that this is talking about awareness, that you are going to become ultra aware of the things that are causing you this sense of like wanting to cling on to something and wanting to hold on to something, and feeling this fear of like losing out on something. Again, whether this fear is tied to you losing the relationship, or you losing the person that you are in a relationship with, or you feeling like if you open up, you're going to push that person away, or if you are single, you may be feeling like you are never going to find anyone ever, and you are always going to be single, and that no one is going to love you for who you are. I feel like you're going to actually start seeing those fears a lot more like clearly, and seeing what they are actually rooted in, where they are coming from. And I feel like by acknowledging those things, again, I feel like you're going to be surrendering more with the Seven of Wands reversed, because the Devil is being like bookended by two very, very in peace cards. Just sort of like letting go. That's what I feel like. It's just letting go. And I feel like you won't be as defeated by those fears anymore. You won't be as held back anymore because of this inner sense of calm, this inner sense of alignment and peace that you'll be feeling. So this is actually beautiful, because I do feel like you are going to be going through a pretty massive like shift, internally speaking, in your heart space more specifically. I feel like there is going to be quite a big shift, and thanks to that shift, your heart space can actually open up more, and therefore you can attract even more love into your life. And so those fears will not have any basis. They won't have any merit to them. And I'm not saying that the fears are going to be like disappearing completely, especially because we didn't get the Devil in reverse. The Devil is upright, so it tells me that the fears are probably still going to be there to some extent, but I feel like they won't control you as much anymore. I feel like you'll just become more aware of them. Again, with the rabbit here, you'll become more aware of them, and you'll start understanding like when those fears are raising their heads and when they are trying to sort of control the situation, and when the power is not actually in your hands anymore, but it's being ruled by your fears. So just gaining that sort of like consciousness or awareness and knowing and becoming more mindful about what part of you are you reacting from, I feel like that's something that will bring a lot more ease and openness to you as well. So very interesting things coming through pile number 3. Very, very interesting. And again, for those of you, especially if you are single, I feel like this is actually offering quite a lot of hope as well, that you may be attracting someone into your life. You may be attracting a love to you. So yeah, this feels very, very nice, pile 3, I have to say. But anyway, let's look at the last 2 oracle cards now and see what Spirit has to say to you regarding this reading before we close this reading out. So we have healing. Now is a time for you to give or receive healing. Everyone has a natural ability to heal others. Yes, even you. So this I actually feel like is you sort of healing yourself is kind of what I feel like. And it may be the case that someone else could be helping with this healing process too. Definitely. But with the King of Cups here, is like, this just feels, as I was saying, this feels like this is talking about you and your heart space opening. And again, that is going to be the result of you letting go, or at least not allowing those fears to control you as much anymore, and sort of starting to feel more confident about sharing what you feel and opening up about what you feel. And yeah, thus actually even creating more of a sturdy foundation, I feel like. So healing is definitely, heart space healing seems to be definitely a thing that is coming in for you. And we also have fairy spotting. It's time to go fairy spotting. It's said that seeing is believing, but in fact the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. Oh my god, okay. I know this is talking specifically about fairies, but just I actually love this message, and especially again for those of you who are single, because I feel like the most important part of this is the saying, believing is seeing. So I feel like this is urging you to like believe that this love is possible, believe that you are deserving of this love, and that you are going to be experiencing this all-consuming love before it is there. Because I feel like right now the mentality that you may be in is that you need to see some sort of proof to actually believe that that sort of love is possible, that you are going to be having that sort of love in your life. But I feel very clearly that what Spirit is saying through these cards here is that you kind of have to believe and have faith that you are going to find that love in your life and sort of open up to it before it is actually here. Yeah, and I feel like that believing is going to be a lot more easy once you have gone through that healing process. And again, I feel like for some of you, especially if you're in a relationship, that healing is going to come by being super honest and super vulnerable with your partner, allowing them to see the fears within you. And for those of you who are not in a relationship, who are single, then this healing is talking about just you being very, very honest towards yourself and working towards finding the sense of security that you may be feeling is lacking from your life right now in yourself, working towards that, working towards opening up your heart space and learning to trust again. But yeah, wow, pile number 3. This was such a such a sweet little reading, very much focused on relationships and love, and yeah, hopefully it offered you some sort of solace or some sort of reassurance that things are going to be turning out just fine, and that there is going to be a beautiful like heart space attraction thing that is going to be happening. So yeah, I hope that this reading made you feel a bit better. And if that's the case, please let me know in the comment section. You can give me a thumbs up. You can also leave me a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to hang out with me in the future too and not miss any of these cool readings. But yeah, that's it. So if I don't see you in any of the other piles, please take care of yourselves. And I hope to see you guys very soon in my next reading. Oh, all of the information that you need is in the description box down below, so check that out if you want to. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.